Hey Collective, this is way beyond tarot cards. What I'm starting to think about and wanting to talk about lately is much broader, and it affects a lot more people than mere tarot card readings. And so I may still pick up the cards once in a while, but I want to really talk about some themes that I've been observing and tracking on social media in general, and at the intersection of tarot card reading and woo, in quotation marks. There's a certain subset of people that are interested in metaphysical phenomena. I guess they're interested in weird stuff like predictions, and that's, where it intersects with tarot card reading and divination. But just spiritualism in general is prone to wander over in the woo direction. So you'll have us wandering in there, and you'll want to shoo us away like Cliff High wants to shoo Janine Morgio away, but he just can't seem to get her off of him. That was for you, Janine. Not to say that I don't agree with Cliff about stuff, because that was kind of mainly what I want to come and talk about, was this stuff that he's talking about lately about man in the moon, basically. And he's got all these semi-specious arguments for believing in this too. But I think just because everyone thinks of him as some sort of advanced thinker, they're going to believe anything he says. Also because he made those altar reports, which I was a follower of for a long time. And I am just as interested as anyone who followed them to see what's going to come of it. Because some of the predictions are now getting real. Shit's getting real, okay? So now we're going to find out a few things. Like, is there a man in the moon? Were we invaded by aliens? And for me, for my part, I've been thinking that for years now. I've been a gulper for years. And it's like that one meme, I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens, remember that one? So I think it is probably. And when I go there, I'm like, it explains everything perfectly, because a lot of the things I can't explain is because how would I know? I'm some sort of earthbound person, apparently. I am not one of them, or maybe I am, but I don't know. I'm beginning to really believe in this reincarnation as a trap thing too, and thinking that possibly they have us thinking we're in a school for reform, because we've all been bad girls and boys, but perhaps it's something else. Maybe it's a prison or something to occupy people who are rebellious, who are perpetually questioning authority, people who are perpetuously rebellious. And they thought of a way to contain them in such a way that it's hidden, but it's also very ingenious, and it's very effective, and it's very cruel too. They get you lost in time and space. And they get you reincarnating into their vast ocean of samsara. They have some kind of, I think, technology that can do that to people. But the thing is, even they didn't know everything. Even the people or whatever they were, beings who could figure out how to do something that diabolical. They didn't know everything. Only the one creator, I believe, can know everything. But parts of itself, see, it has itself all segmented off, all compartmentalized. And certain parts are amnesiac. Sorry, I've got to enjoy my coffee while it's still hot. The cup is still hot, and it's kind of chilly here today, and it feels so nice to hold something hot. You see, that's why the primary creator did what it did. It did it so it could have an experience of holding a hot thing. Because when you're mindless and bodiless and formless and you are, in essence, nothing, you wonder what something would be like. It gets lonely up there. And you start thinking things like, I thought of something, I think it's called coffee, but you drink it hot and it makes you feel very talkative. You drink it in these places where you talk to other people. Oh, it's a coffee shop. Cheers. That's all. The creator creates things like coffee shops or whatever. And it wanted to create whole worlds and do stuff. Problem is, parts of it, it's so infinite that parts of it, chunks broke off and did their own thing, you know. They became very evil in some cases, and they do evil things, and I don't know if it all balances out or not. How did I get on this subject? Why did I come in here again for? What happened? Oh yeah, I realized that it's if you can get on the other side of the wall that's been built up out of ridicule and disinformation about that aliens are here, if you can get on the other side of the wall and you really believe it, then it explains everything so perfectly. Or it could, you know. For me, it does. And I think I'm a casualty in this. It's almost like an accidental war that we're in, that where all different kinds of alien races have used this place to create different species of people. That's why we have different races and people that look different and act different and stuff, because they are. And they may have come from different places in the galaxy to here. And I think this might be some kind of a testing ground, or, you know, a place where they invent new kinds all the time, or sort of like they design new cars every year. They design new kinds of people every few generations or something. Is this something new? I don't think so. I think it's been going on for a really long time. And over time, some of the different kinds of people they've created were for different purposes, I think. But I also think they can choose to reincarnate you if they want to, and hoping they'll wipe their hands of you forever. But some of us can't be killed. That's what I was saying. Some of us cannot be killed. We start remembering who we are, what we came here for, not to let the place be subsumed in some sort of dystopian, totalitarian nightmare that has as its objective just to mine or take dirt to some other planet for money or something. We don't want the beautiful cultures and things that originated here to be wiped out. Um, so we're kind of like a historical society of Karens that are here to bother you, and you can send us into your ocean of samsara and make sure that we turn up as spinster women that work all their lives and aren't allowed to have love, but we'll still remember, and we came here. Some of us came here just to hold the place. I must have been one of those people because I'm the only person like me around here anywhere. There's so many weird hybrid people here where I am, and they are all very puzzled by me. They all scratch their heads a lot. Where did you come from, you know? And I'm trapped here because they don't want me getting out, because I've seen too much now, I think. I know that a lot of the people who live here are hybrids. And I hate being here with them. I feel like kind of like one of those pioneer women that got caught by some Indian tribe and forced to be their squaw. Excuse me, I know that's a word, it's a slur to some these days. I don't mean to use it that way. They were forced to become their hausfrau, okay? Their housewife. They were forced to mate with them and sleep with them and take care of their babies and shit. They take a white woman right out of her world and plop her in their world. But they complained a lot about them having that done to them. But the Indians that were here then, a lot of them were very violent. And they were violent to each other, to other tribes. And they were violent to their victims, their white victims especially. They did terrible things to the bodies and stuff. They mutilated their bodies. And nowadays, you would call anyone who mutilates a body would be called a psycho, you know. Because if you have to kill someone and you make it clean, you're doing it because you're involved in organized crime or whatever. But only a psycho would like go in and like carve up the body all weird or some shit like that, you know. It shows some kind of emotional attachment to the thing that's inappropriate, you know. Some kind of obsession, obsessive negative feelings that cause somebody to want to hurt somebody. You can only kill somebody once, but you can go on going, stabbing them a million times. So that kind of stuff is pretty psycho. And they did that kind of stuff. Why did they do that? You know, I guess because their land was being taken, they knew well, anyway, I believe I have some Indian blood in me. I think I do. I think one of my grandmothers was inappropriate with a relative or a friend, and lo and behold, because sometimes my skin is a little too brownish, reddish color for a white woman. Anyway, I have some kind of connection to indigenous people, but I figure that I'm the kind of rebel that they would launch into their reincarnation machine, hoping to get rid of me forever, but I keep coming back and helping in the revolutions that are taking place. We're in a series of them. And it started with like the French Revolution and the Revolutionary War over here, and then the Civil War, and then the World Wars, and now this. And it's all this. I think it's a lot of the same people come back over and over, have been in these wars. And lately, or within the last couple of years, I have had a dream that was very historical in its tone, and the men in this dream were all wearing those tall, they're almost like stovepipe hats, except they have a little brim on the front, and they're shiny black. They have decorations on them here too. And they were military hats. I forget what they were called, but I had a dream that people were wearing those. So that dream could have been from the time of the French Revolution. But I think I'm one of these people who keeps coming back trying to do these revolutions because we know that that ETs came and took everything. We know that. And meanwhile, they keep running their reincarnation machine and killing off people and making our lifespans shorter and shorter. And but now I think we're getting them, and we're connecting the dots too, that the Khazarian mafia is the same people that are on the tarot channels on YouTube that are called karmics. They're these people that run around stealing other people's identities and making fake documents, like fraudulent property documents and fraudulent will documents so that the wrong people inherit money from people who died, and fraudulent marriage licenses and people lying about other people so they can get Social Security money or stuff like that. Those are the karmics on the tarot channels, or the so-called channeling community is bringing in a really heavy component of this karmic behavior. And I think those are the hybrids that are in the so-called 3D world. This is the world that they created to be kind of slow and stupid, and where they like kept everyone sort of like asleep in various ways. And they were running everything from underneath, and their whole system of everything was slow and stupid. And so that was the matrix, and they had everything kind of slotted in just perfectly to keep it going for a while. But then it got out of balance when Trump was elected, and I think they panicked. I do think they panicked, and then there was a biological weapon war, and nobody won that, but I think it was already in the works. It was already, both sides were already each targeting the other one. There's a fruit fly or something in here. Yeah, so that happened. A lot of people died, and now comes a time when a lot of masks are coming off, is what I've been getting. A lot of masks are coming off. A lot of these so-called Khazarian mafia people are really these off-planet mafia people that come into places and they take over everything. And this latest one started in the 1990s, and they've really got their hooks in us this time. And but because they went into the COVID thing in a panic and got shot back at, so to speak, and now a lot of people have woken up because of that. This is quickly turning into a hot war. It's heating up because all of a sudden a lot of people are going to click into this, and fast too. It's coming really soon. If I'm clicking in, it means other people are clicking in. Because no man is an island, and no one of us knows everything, but we all together know bits and pieces, and somebody says is going to trigger something in you, and you go, oh yeah, and then you'll hear one more person say one more thing, and one person say another thing, and it's like, oh yeah, all of a sudden it all just pops. I was going to say it snaps. Make it snappy. It does snap for us, and it is snapping. And what's snapping is not only are we in a time of alien invasion, and I'm in a region that is infested with them, and I'm stuck here. They're keeping me stuck in here, withholding my mail and lying to me and preventing me from working or getting out of the town in any way, shape, or form. And I think that they're doing that to a lot of my same collective, because I tune into a lot of these videos that are talking about this very thing. So there's a lot of people out there, like thousands of people on the ground, that are having this same experience of being stuck somewhere in a place that you can't get out of, and having people think that maybe even think you're dead, or you had other people lying and saying that you weren't in your right mind, and they were controlling some money that you were supposed to have had a long time ago, or something like that. There's like a lot of people that has happened to, and well, oh yeah, right. That's one of the things that Khazarian Mafia does, right? They do that to people. They steal their identity, tuck them away in a little town in the middle of nowhere, and make sure they're forgotten about. And meanwhile, they take all their money, and that's how they were running their big, let's take over the world operation in Ukraine. That's what they were doing there. They were doing all the dirty work that they have to do of stealing identities and stealing information and stuff over the internet, because that's where you get that stuff. That's where they were running their operation, so they couldn't be detected internally inside the United States. And apparently they're not even run by anyone who's here. They're run by people that are in Israel, I guess. I don't know this for sure, but it's something about Israel. And I haven't said anything about that situation, and I'm not going to. I don't know enough to say anything about it. I don't know if what I just said or think is true about it. I don't think so. Point is, don't know much. As an American, we're kept really dumbed down, and we are deprived of information in every way, shape, or form, especially in this town where I am. It's like just a big nothing, you know. So anyway, that's my big announcement is, yes, we have been invaded by aliens, and yes, that is why your life is so weird. Like, they took over everything. They took over all the law enforcement. They changed the laws so that they can have their judges be the ones who let the criminals go over and over and over again, because that's how they make their money, because that's how they were oppressing everyone, by shaving money off of everyone, using this system of revolving door justice and other things to keep these same people in office forever and ever. And they were just sinking their teeth into everyone and sucking the blood out of everyone, in a lot of cases literally. They were getting into human trafficking, and I think that was another one of their primary operations, and they do it for different reasons, and one of them is food. So some of those people get made into food for some of these off-planet people, and another one is sex. They get used for sex. They get used for labor. They were using them right here in this state to do everything associated with growing cannabis. One person was doing that. He was using all trafficked labor and overworking people and not paying anyone a cent and stuff like that. This is just crazy what's going on just in this state. That's just in this state. And that's not all of it. That's only one little thing that people are doing here. And because I'm the kind of person who kind of sees beyond people's masks and I see things that regular people wouldn't notice, or maybe they think I'm too dumb to notice or something, but I saw things and I put things together, and I realized that there was a lot of crime being done in this area. And I think that's another reason why they've tried to keep me here. They've tried to kill me too, more than twice. I don't even know how many times technically, really. I keep surviving that, and personally I think it's the hand of God on me. I do. I really don't think I would have survived this long if I didn't have the hand of God on me somehow. And I must, because I'm not at all like these people here where I am. I'm not at all like these people here. You know, I've come to believe I'm here on some kind of mission. And it's a lonely one. It's not a happy mission at all. Not for me. You know, it's Thanksgiving and I'll be alone today. So, I don't know. This is my message for today, and from here on out, this is going to go a lot faster, and it's not going to be for me, but everything is just right in the world right now. The water is coming to a boil, and people are going to be realizing things. Everybody's going to have their aha moments, and it's going to be real soon now. Real soon.